Sunday, we give God thanks for life, for health, for strength, and the opportunity to be here today. And we say that today we are no longer a slave to fear. And with Dr.Batson and Associates, we are no longer a slave to bad health. So he's here with us again on Sky 99.5 FM. Good morning, Dr. Batson.
Good morning, Good morning, Brother Dion. How are you doing? Good morning, sir. And how are you?
Hey, I'm all right, Dr. Batson. How are you doing today?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Great.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you. You hear me clearly?
Okay. All right. Nice, man. I'm hearing you now.
Yes, very good.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah. So,
how has your weekend been going so far?
So far, so good, you know. I slept the whole of Friday. Like literally the whole day, the entire day. I just got up intermittent, but I really sleep. So okay. Yeah, that was some needed rest there.
Yeah, I know he's a man needs some rest.
Yeah, definitely. So always a pleasure to be in your company. This morning we're going to discuss topic, of course. I've seen before I continue, I see our Facebook pages up and running. The first, Miss Trisha Amoris, Miss Catherine, Miss Elizabeth Nandlal. A lot of persons in already. So let me say a pleasant good morning to the listeners of Sky 106.5 FM. I just always have to remember this. Sky 99.5 FM, sorry. You know, on this Resurrection Sunday. I know a lot of y'all I don't know, going to church or coming from church, or, you know, so blessings to you and your family. And of course, blessings to you from the management and staff of Batson and Associates, your natural and integrative healthcare specialist. So let's get right into the discussion, because we have an hour today, I believe. Yeah, so this morning we're going to discuss some arthritis. You know, that's consistently an issue that affects a lot of persons. So many individuals, you know, always in pain, complaining of some sort of pain, your knee hurting you, your back hurting you, your waist hurting you. So for some people, it's two we have. Oh, okay. Why am I thinking 1 hour? Oh yeah, the 17th. What's going on with me? I'm rushing the month, man, Dion.
Come on, Dr. Batson, don't rush the month.
Yeah, I understand. For some reason, I'm thinking this is the last Sunday, so we actually have 2 hours. Okay, good. Right.
Yeah, man, I think I was thinking the same thing as well.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why I was thinking that this is the last Sunday.
Is that sleep on Friday?
Yeah. Like I still sleeping, but. So, okay, we're good. So we have about 2 hours, so we're gonna have an interesting discussion. I hope you know, you guys would be able to call and ask your questions. I know a lot of persons. The thing is, what happens? The discussion gets so interesting, and y'all wait until we reach the last, and then all the calls and all the messages come in. Come on, man. So yes, so try and see if you can do that early. So we're discussing arthritis. We're discussing pain. We're gonna look at, you know, if you have a bad knee and they're telling you, well, listen, we need to take that knee and put some screws and nuts and bolts inside of there. Or if you have a bad hip or a bad back, you know, there are a lot of persons with bad backs. You know, I thank God so far at my very young age that I do not have back problems. because it's simply something that I cannot deal with. I mean, I don't know how persons actually make out with back pain. And in some cases, it's a very easy thing to correct. It's just a matter of, you know, being able to identify where the issue is. And of course, from the perspective of natural and integrated medicine, it's just a matter of really being able to determine the root cause of the problem, and from there, actually able to bring about a solution. So that's some of the things we're going to discuss today. So when we're speaking about arthritis, what we're really speaking about, arthritis is medically termed, or rheumatoid arthritis primarily, is arthritis where you have serious inflammatory response in the musculoskeletal system. So when people think about the bones or they think about pain, they only assume bones, but you could have pain in your muscle, you could have pain in the connective tissue, you could have pain as a result of loss of synovial fluid. That, for example, is a very common problem associated with persons with knee problems, because there's something, the way your knees are designed, there has to be some sort of oil or something for lubrication, for movement. So a lot of persons, one of the major issues that they have is that the fluids that are responsible for proper motion, those fluids have drained out, or they are less than they're supposed to. For example, in the spinal column, you have, well, you know your spine is divided into a few parts, right? You have the cervical aspect of the spine, which is the upper part from your neck go down. So that's C1 to C7. Then you have the thoracic aspect of the spine, which is primarily the middle aspect, and you have T1 to T12. And then you have the lumbar aspect, which is L1 to L5. And then you go to the coccyx and that bone there, which they call your bottom bone, right? So that's fundamentally, basically, the anatomy of the spine. The thing is, within those vertebrae, they have some cushions. And those things actually act as shock absorbers. So the thing is, obviously, you know, if you jump or you lift something, you're supposed to have shock absorbers within the vertebrae. And those shock absorbers play a very, or I should say that type of fluid and cushioning tissue there plays a significant role in absorbing shock and actually carrying out proper musculoskeletal function. In addition to that, your spinal column is what connects your brain to what? The rest of your body, right? So if your spine is giving you problems, it means that you're going to be in excruciating pain. So that's some of the things we're going to speak about today. You know, if you have back problems and the back problems are chronic, what is the solution? Is there a natural solution? Do you have to go under the knife? Because I always tell persons, there are certain parts of my body I'm not too comfortable with people cutting. Well, not people, but, you know, surgeons, as well qualified and well-meaning as some of them are. You can imagine somebody have to do surgery on your eyes. That's a kind of serious part. Then your spine, you know, and maybe that part of the body that all men consider holy. You don't want nobody go down there and interfere, nothing. So it's always good advice to take care of the parts that you have already, right? Because you could reach in a situation where, you know, I often tell persons, and this is not to criticize surgeons in any mean, a qualified surgeon is somebody you want in your corner, that is somebody you must know. You know, they have a saying, you must know these four people. You have to know a good attorney, you must know a good priest or pastor, you have to know a good accountant, and you need to know a good doctor or surgeon. And I believe that. So, you know, they have their use and they have their need. But the problem is, you have to understand that whenever surgery is performed on the human body is usually never the same. Never the same. And it cannot be the same, obviously. You can't break apart a whole and expect it to remain whole. That doesn't make any sense, right? So essentially, that's what happens to you. So you need to be very careful, you know, the advice that you take when you are being told, well, listen, we need to do a hip replacement surgery, or we need to do a knee replacement surgery, or you have some problems in your back and we need to go in there and shave off this. And you need to be very careful, because I've known of a lot of instances in my 13 years of experience where persons would have done procedures or not done procedures, and they're good today. They're walking, in fact, they're walking better than if they had actually done the procedure. So you need to be very careful, you know, the advice you get. But most importantly, you need to take care of what you have at the moment. So that's what we're going to discuss. How do we take care of our bones? How do we take care of our muscles? If you have a problem that is serious, so you have arthritis, you may have been on medication for years, so the regular prednisolone, the magic pill that they love to give everybody for pain and inflammation, which is a very dangerous piece of medication. I mean, and I'm not saying that to ill-speak anyone or make anybody feel badly. It is a fact. If you go and read up, you will see that there are many warnings as regards to that type of medication, as well as many other medication, you know. But there are those of you from the School of Medicine who will tell you that everything has a side effect. That is not entirely true. Because when we're talking about medication that could mash up your kidney, mash up your liver, that could give you diabetes, that could actually give you arthritis, then we deal with a different type of medication. Yeah, we need to be very careful, you know, because a prescription could be written, but at the end of the day, the doctor is not taking the medication or the pharmacist. The person who the prescription is written out for, you are the one who has to face the music when things go the way that they usually do go, which is, you know, kidney, liver damage, that type of thing. So you need to be very careful. So inflammatory response is just that. Inflammation, a lot of buildup of inflammation in the musculoskeletal system, in your bones, in your tendons, in your ligaments. And as a result of that, you now have pain. Okay, so nobody likes pain. So what can you do to get rid of the pain, but to improve the situation over time? So that's what we're discussing. It's not only a matter of getting rid of the pain, you know, because there are many painkillers that you could go and take, but you're going to end up in some problems. And I don't have to call the names. The list is long. But even the United States, the World Health Organization has commented on the amount of painkillers that are actually used and abused by individuals, because what they realize is that the more of these things you use is the greater your likelihood of developing certain issues as it relates to kidney, liver, and even dependency. You become so addicted to them, but they continue to cause problems. Those things can actually cause serious ulcers, stomach ulcers. They could cause bleeding ulcers. They can cause serious problems in the lower gastrointestinal area. So it could go down into the small intestines, large intestines. So you could end up in a serious problem. So the question is, what do you do? So the first thing you need to do is some sort of cleansing program need to be inside of there, because arthritis is primarily parasite in your bones. Well, rheumatoid arthritis, that is. There are many different types of arthritis. You have rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, you have psoriatic arthritis. In fact, you have over 700 or 800 different types of arthritis. Okay? So the objective is you sometimes maybe don't even want to know which one you have. Because in some instances, it is not really important. What is important is really reducing or getting rid of the inflammatory response. And that is what you need to work on. So some of the first things, as I said, you need to do is to cleanse. And that is where the 7-channel detox that we carry at Batson and Associate comes in, which is Santulan. Now, Santulan is a 7-channel detox, which means it cleans and detoxifies 7 channels of elimination: kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. But before Santulan, we need to go to our next place. We need to go to the place of hydration. So we need to speak about water. So why is water important to your bones? If your bones hard, your bones are... Why is water important to your bones? Well, water is important to your bones just as it is important to the rest of your body. Remember, your body is 70% what? Water. Now, you don't have to be a mathematician to understand what 70% is, right? So it means a vast amount of water is necessary for proper functioning of the body, including proper musculoskeletal functioning or proper movement. Remember those fluids that I was speaking about, synovial fluid? We were speaking about the those different types of vertebrae in the spine. We were speaking about that cushioning tissue that is in between each of the vertebrae, that act as shock absorbers and of course carries different nerve receptors, because your spine is a very complex piece of equipment, you know. I mean, there is nothing that mankind could make that could actually duplicate your spine. Nothing. In terms of its movement, its relationship, in terms of its communication between your brain and the rest of your body, there is nothing like it. It means you need to take care of that piece of equipment, and that's why water is fundamentally important to continue for you to, or in order for you to have healthy bones. I mean, you might never think about it like that, because people talk about dry as a bone. So you assume that bones are dry, but no. Your bones have a high composition of water. They need water. In fact, the cells in your bones, which are called osteocytes, which is one type of cell, depending on the density of that particular bone. So you have bones that are more dense than other bones, obviously, right? So you usually find a spinal column tends to be, the bone in there tends to be very dense. But when you reach the bones like your femur, humerus, those type of bones, they would be dense to an extent in certain areas, but in certain aspects, they are less dense. Or in some cases, they're hollow. And that's for a number of functions and that type of thing. But the most important thing is that blood actually is transported in your bones, right? And blood, red blood cells are produced where? In the bone marrow, right? Which is the inside aspect of the bones. So it is very important. Most people who end up with different type of bone cancers, leukemia and those and blood cancers and that type of thing, and they talk about a bone marrow transplant. Sometimes the logic of that is not really there. In fact, I think there's no logic to that. What you need to do is fix what you have. And a lot of people don't understand that you need to fix and take care of what you have. Because in this body, based on anatomy and physiology, you can't just go and switch parts. You can't take out my eye and give me Dion's eye, or take out Dion's eye and give him my eye, vice versa. You might get something that kind of could help in a situation, but we're not looking at kind of help. We're looking at something that could have you as comfortable or to remain as comfortable as long as possible. And that is where nutrition comes in fundamentally. So we discuss cleansing and detoxifying. We discuss hydration, which is before cleansing, because you need to be properly hydrated in order to cleanse. Always remember that. You'll usually run into problems with cleansers if you are not properly hydrated. So what does that mean? As I've been saying on numerous occasions, it means that you need to, as it relates to your body, so you're supposed to drink your body weight divided by 2 in ounces, right? Just on Thursday's program that I was doing, one of the things I was highlighting to the person who was interviewing me there is a lot of persons do not understand that there is a measurement and a formula for drinking water. All of us can't drink 8 glasses of water. So you're going to give a child, you're going to give a 4-year-old child 8 glasses of water. You're going to give somebody who is 350 pounds 8 glasses of water. You're going to give a man who is 200 pounds 8 glasses of water. It doesn't make any sense. There has to be differentiation or some sort of formula as regards to the needs of that individuals, and that would dictate the amount of water that they would drink, obviously, right? I mean, that's common sense. So that is what you need to do. So whatever you weigh divided by 2 in ounces, and that is the amount of water minimally that you should drink. So let's get rid of the myths that they have, rather. For those of you who may be hearing me for the first time, coffee, juice, tea, soft drink is not water. All right? It is not. So don't say, well, I drink 2 cups of coffee, I drink 4 cups of juice, and I drink 1 glass of soft drink. So I only need to drink 1 glass of water. You will end up in a cemetery. Right? That's why plenty of people die and plenty of people in the hospital. That is nonsense. That's foolishness. That makes no sense. Your lymphatic system does not know what to do with soft drink. Nor does it know what to do with juice. Nor does it know what to do with coffee. It doesn't know. So when that goes inside of there, that's going to bypass your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system only understands and is able to utilize H2O, water. And your lymphatic system is the system that cleans your circulatory system. So in order for you to have healthy blood, in order for you to have healthy blood circulation, you need to have a healthy lymphatic system. Very important. The lymphatic system is very, even among doctors like myself, that is a system that people do not really speak about. I think in here, I know Dr. Axe would make some mention of it, but a lot of people do not talk about the lymphatic system. I mean, for whatever reason, some people, I think, underestimate the importance of that system, which is why I really feel for women who do, they may have to do, remove their breasts. I can't remember the terminology for it right now, the medical terminology, but in that situation, they don't only remove the breasts or the lumps. A lot of the time, they remove the lymph nodes under the arms, and that is very problematic. I will never understand why they do it, because as I always tell persons, if you have cancer, cancer is already in the entire body. It just has metastasized or concentrated in a particular area. So it doesn't really make any sense removing your lymph nodes. Please, that it really it bothers me when I see they do people that, because I know you have broken and damaged a very essential function of the body. Your lymphatic system does not have a pump. Your lymphatic system is a circle. If you look at your lymphatic system, so play fast, go on Google or go on YouTube and type in lymphatic system and see what comes up there. And you will understand how technical and intricate that system is. And it is you need to be cautious as regards to removing lymph nodes. You need to be very, very cautious. Again, everybody has their opinion, and I am entitled to mine. And that is where I am concerned with that. You are in dangerous waters when you remove your lymph nodes. Whether they say it had cancer, it didn't have, no. That is madness. Because that plays an integral role in your immune system. It plays an integral role in your circulatory system. Why do you think people end up with lymphedema? What do you think lymphedema is? Lymphedema is when the lymphatic system is not doing what? It is not draining properly. Because remember, as I said, your lymphatic system does not have a pump. Your circulatory system has a pump, which is your heart. But your lymphatic system functions with water and gravity, fundamentally. I mean, there are a few other, technicalities in there, for want of a better expression, which is why rebounding is such a good practice to help improve the lymphatic system. Yes, a mastectomy. That is what it is, the removal of your breast. Thank you so very much for that. That is Miss Pauline McKenna. Miss Cindy Hoyt, a pleasant good morning to you. Miss Mira Kisraj, good morning to you. Miss McFarlane. Miss Warner Headley Grace, a happy Easter to you and your family, my dear. Thank you so very much. Alice Comerbatch. Okay, Miss Comerbatch, you said you have something. I don't want to say, it looks like RA. I'm not seeing anything else. For rheumatoid arthritis for 30 years, I need your products. Okay. Yeah, Miss Comerbatch, man, we can deal with you. That's an easy thing, an easy situation. Well, once you're willing to do the work, the problem with persons with arthritis is if you have been on opioids and different types of steroids for years, you're a bit more difficult to help because your nerves would require some work, your muscles would require some work and that kind of thing. But you're not impossible to help. We have helped persons in wheelchairs, persons who couldn't walk, and with my good neighborhood chiropractor in Maracas, St. Joseph, who I send everybody to. Between him and myself, we're going to get you where you need to be. Take what I'm telling you. So keep in mind those clinic telephone numbers and those office locations. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We are also on the corner of Ramsamud Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, your natural and integrative healthcare specialist. So let me answer a question here before we go to the lines. Someone was asking the question, how does the blood analysis assist in helping someone with arthritis? And that's a very good question. Simply because, Miss Comerbatch says she's in Barbados and she's using a walker. Now, where, Miss Comerbatch, we need to get these products to you, man. We can't have you in walker mode. We can't have you using a walker at all, man. Yeah, so one of the aspects that the blood analysis gives, it shows us something known as biological terrain. And that is very, very important because a lot of persons with arthritis, when you look at their blood under a high-powered microscope, so when you do what we call blood microscopy, or which is a very, how do I put it? It's a practical and it is an effective tool in determining a number of things. A lot of people who criticize it, they criticize it simply because they were never taught how to do it and they don't know how to do it. Because it does require some skill, it does require some training. I mean, the last time I did a blood microscopy course would have been maybe about 4 years ago. Before COVID, I was supposed to go and do a refresher, so I have to go sometime this year. But what that gives you the ability to do is once you're trained, like myself, like Ms. Karishma Ramdan, Mr. Paul Green, Mr. Rene Bustamante, and once you understand the equipment well, and you understand how to manipulate a microscope well, you're able to see into the depths of the human body. And when I say into the depths, you are able to see into the depths. And one of the aspects you're able to see quite clearly is the musculoskeletal system, because you're going to see how much free radical damage an individual has. People who have rheumatoid arthritis and who has osteoarthritis especially has severe free radical damage in the body. Severe. And as a result of that, you need things like what we call free radical scavengers. That's where inflammation formula comes in. That is where you have the joint T. That is where you have the bone restore and those type of products that we carry at Batson Associates. Bone restore is a very good product. It's something that I'm actually looking at bringing in large numbers now. I used to bring it before, pre-COVID, and a lot of individuals would have gotten a lot of results from using that particular product. Okay, so I'm going to give you those clinic telephone numbers just now, as well as DB numbers. So you can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That is 314-9975. Miss Elizabeth Nandlal on our Facebook feed is saying, Doc, I visited DB last week. Tell me about olive leaf extract. And also, a close friend of mine was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. How can you help? Okay, we'll talk about that. Ms. Brenda Newton is saying, morning, doctor. Visited your office in DB yesterday. Great service. I want to big up Miss Roma. Okay, a pleasant good morning to Miss Roma Sukdo. Holding on before they're in the DB office. Miss Lucy S.A. Thompson is saying, any help for an 83-year-old lady with neuropathy? She can hardly walk, clots and numbness in her legs. D-dimer is very high. Yeah, we could deal with that, man. But what she's doing, she's not drinking enough water. I can guarantee you that. The problem with a lot of persons as they get old, I don't know what is wrong with you all. You all feel as they get old, like you drink too much water when you're young, so you don't need to drink it while you're old or while you're at that age. Let me explain something to you. The only time you're not supposed to do things is when you're dead. You all heard me, right? The only time you need to stop doing things or stop taking care of yourself is when you're dead or when you have died, right? So don't ever think you're too old to come back or you're too old to take care of yourself. Nothing annoys me more. Sometimes I see some children bring their parents to me and you're literally seeing in their eyes, they're like, oh God, Dr. Batson don't really help them, not because I'm ready for them to die. Now, that might sound like something real terrible to say, but it's the truth. I've experienced it. And there are persons who will come into us and have gotten such good help, and their children stop them from coming. Why? I don't know. Why would you stop your parents from coming somewhere where they were getting good help? Right? And it didn't have anything to do with the money. These are people who could have actually afforded their products 10 times over. So what was it? That's what I had to call that sheer wickedness. Because if my parents going to someone and they experiencing good health, I would want them to be as healthy so that they could be as happy and enjoy life as long as possible. Not so. So I just said that to say that, it's very important, regardless of your age, do not give up on people, because it has some people, persons I know, who may have parents who may have Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's people is people that they give up on too quickly. Once you're alive, you have life. There is hope. So don't give up on anyone. Your parents, I know sometimes it might be a little challenging, because to take care of elderly persons is not an easy thing, especially when they don't have all the mental faculties. They are very difficult to deal with. They're very hard to understand certain things. But you would not like, if you are in that situation, someone treats you badly, or someone would slacken their hand or loosen their hand as regards to what they can do to help you. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's gonna come back to haunt you. So, try and help persons as much as you can. As much as you can. All right? That's very, very important. Okay, so as regards to the 83-year-old, that question that was asked on Facebook, I believe that she could be helped with the circulation, with increasing the blood flow as regards to the dimer, but they need to start to drink water. If you get the alkaline water, that is going to make some difference. Take what I'm telling you, and at least you could start from there. But start doing something. All right? So back to the question. Okay, no problem, sir. Yes, go ahead. So we're going to take some calls? Okay, no problem.
All right, so we're just going to take a short break, and I'm going to be right back with more with Dr. Batson of Batson and Associates. What a future of voice mode is here. Sky 99.5 FM. And I'll be standing right there when you change your mind. You know I'll be standing right there when you change your mind. Right there, you know I'll be standing right there. Watch, listen. This is Stitchy, and I'm saying keep it locked. Send us a voice note or a picture, all from our free mobile app on sky995fm.com.
Just something you want to tell me. What you call it? Yes, sir. What's that? Oceans? Right. Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, right, right, right. No, they didn't tell me anything. Yeah, Margaret didn't tell me anything. She'd have normally call me and let me know. Yeah, by the time we come back. Yeah, that's what somebody must have say, hey, we here again. Okay, Facebook and Instagram family. Just give us a few seconds here. We're just sorting something out. Police and doctor, your call is live. I forget that thing as well, you know. All right, Facebook, Instagram. Where? No, this one is Facebook. This one is Instagram.
This is both Instagram.
This is both Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook and YouTube and Instagram.
Okay, cool. All right. Too much screen for me to look at. You'll just give me 4 minutes again, and we'll start back.
Till all my fears and Associates. So, Dr. Batson, we've just had a little conversation there, and we do realize that we are picking up a live program. Today's Easter, Resurrection Sunday, and we're picking up a live program from the Eye Care Christian Crusade. And so what is going to happen is that we're going to put a pause on our program for now, and Dr. Batson is going to continue with his program on Facebook. What is the Facebook?
Okay, so on Facebook, we are Batson and Associates Limited. On Instagram, Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, Batson and Associates Trinidad.
Definitely. All right, so if you need to get any questions to Dr. Batson, you can. You can join him now on Facebook at Batson and Associates Limited right now with him, and you can join that program. All right, as we move in just a short to the Eye Christian Crusade, that's happening live.
Yeah, most certainly. Definitely. So, as I said, we're going to continue on that on those platforms. I do apologize to my social media platform. The thing is, I always have to remember how many phones that I am dealing with, because I answered the call and everybody was like, Dr. Batson, we're hearing your call. But it wasn't anything that was bad that was said, right? So, maybe mix up in communication, because when I was scheduled for today, I found it surprising. I said, but it's Resurrection Sunday. I mean, these people so want to hear Dr. Batson. I would have assumed that they would have had some sort of something. So at least they tolerated me for 1 hour. So I will take that in good stead. And keep in mind, we'll continue next week's program, God's willing. But as was said, I'll be continuing on the social media platform for the next 2 hours. So we'll be continuing. So you could join us on Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. On Facebook, it's Batson and Associates Limited. Right? And those clinic telephone numbers, you could call us on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. 314-9975. David's number is 223-7515, as well as 341-4813. So as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So God bless you, Sky family. Do enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Please try your best. And if you go into the beaches, wherever you go, be safe. For some reason, Easter, we just end up with a lot of fatalities unnecessarily, especially on the road. I saw a few accidents yesterday. We're all driving to go, I don't know. But take your time. You'll reach where you need to reach. So try and be safe, you and your family. And remember, there's still COVID. So even though the place is open up, I saw people having a wonderful time. So have a good time, but keep certain things in mind. Brother Dion, always a pleasure,
Yes, sir.
Till next week.
Oh, blessings. Thank you so much, Dr. Batson. And guys, remember to drink your water. Water is not in coffee and in juice. All right?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Dr. Batson.
Yes, Dion.
And we do apologize for any inconvenience caused. All right, Sky 99.5 FM. We'll be back with the Eye Care Christian Center. Sky 99.5 FM. I'm standing right there. When you change.
I wanted to make sure it end complete. So we did that, right? Mm-hmm. All right, good. Yeah, so I'm just making sure that I'm not saying, thinking off the radio station I'm on. Right, so Facebook, you're with me, Miss Pamela Moses, saying, hope you don't get hungry for the next 2 hours. Well, technically, it's the next hour and something, because I was counting the time that I started. All right, Miss Moses, a pleasant good morning to you. Always a pleasure to have you here. So we were speaking about arthritis. I was speaking about blood analysis and how the blood analysis actually gives us the ability to understand the health of the bones. So when we do dark field microscopy, one of the things that we actually able to understand, we see something known as biological terrain, right? So terrain analysis, if you know about soil and agriculture and that type of thing. So, for example, those of you who mind plants and take care of your plants, Miss Pauline, the plant lady in the house, Pauline, I know for sure, you would know the soil that you use. Well, to begin with, we use soil for orchids. Orchids would have a particular medium in which you put them in order for them to grow and flourish. But you would have to do something different for aloes. You'd have to do something different for bromeliads and whatever. So the thing is, that terrain is what is responsible for the plant maintaining a basic ecosystem. And that ecosystem is going to involve the plant being able to live and being watered and whatever the case may be, right? So with the human body, when we're talking about biological terrain, or what we call terrain analysis, we actually able to determine the health and the condition of the biological terrain of the body. So it means that you have to understand that if that terrain is not healthy, it cannot encourage healthy bones. Because remember, the bones that you have now is not the bones that you were born with, you know. If your bones change scientifically, and when I say change, they are upgraded, nutrition is exchanged so that the bones can actually be rebuilt rather. Every 2 to 5 years is the estimated time that they say. So it means that if the bones that you have now, so let's say for argument's sake, okay, so I'm 42 years, right? God's willing, I will be 43 in October. So the bones that I have, let's just say for argument's sake, because I try my best to remain as healthy as possible. Believe me, I really do. Because pain is something I do not like. So just recently, you know, I started back to gym and doing exercise and whatever. And I find when I started squatting, I got some pain in my right knee. So I said, but what is this, boy? So I tell him, the gym instructor, I said, boy, like I get old, boy. So I decided to do something. So I went and got my CMOS. I started to take some inflammation formula, and I used the Bone Restore, which is a product that I'm going to start to do a lot of advertising on, because I found that product was so good in dealing with a lot of persons with really bad arthritis and really bad osteoporosis. So in any case, I used it, and I used it just for a little while, and I'm already seeing significant improvement. But the point I'm making is that you have to understand that the health of your bones are significantly associated with the type of diet that you have and the lifestyle that you enjoy or you pursue. So those people who do not like to exercise, everybody who don't like to exercise, show by a show of hands. You know, if you look at that, raise your hand up on Facebook. How much of you like to exercise? Miss Moses, there's an exerciser. Miss Yvette Batson, you like to exercise? Miss Yvette Batson is asking the question, which products can be used for scoliosis? Okay, so if you're looking at scoliosis, you need inflammation formula, you need joint tea. Bone Restore will help. Optimizer is a very good product. And the ever favorite, Nerve Restore. Because what that product actually does, it helps with nerve coordination and nerve endings and that type of thing in the body. Miss Pamela Moses is saying, I'm drinking tea with CMOS and it is tasting delicious. Very good. Glad to know that. One of the things that we also have to pay close attention to when you're dealing with scoliosis, you need to have some sort of physiotherapy involved there. And that is very important because you need to help with the realignment. Now, the good thing about it, people with scoliosis should really be dealt with at an earlier age. So the younger you are, it's very easy because they would have to wear brace and all those type of things. So that's something that you need to pay very, 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 very close attention to. Okay? Someone is asking, Miss Angela Jones is saying, do you have anything for Crohn's disease? Actually, we do. We really do. One of the things that you can use for Crohn's is the mineral formula with the silver. That's something that can help. You can also use the product that is known as inflammation formula, and the optimizer is also a good use as well. Okay? Ms. Amy Grant is saying, good morning, Dr. Batson. Can I blend the apple with my CMOS? Yes. You could put anything in that CMOS you want to know, with the exception of milk and sugar. But you have to make little kind of sense now. So I find when I use CMOS, it's better with banana. There are certain fruits that CMOS would go good with. Banana is one. Soursop, it's go real good with soursop. Jesus Christ, that is lash. Barbadine, lash again. I actually tried it with sapodilla, lash. Pawpaw, it was actually good with pawpaw too. It was real good with pumpkin too. Yeah. So there are different things you could experiment, man. I didn't like it with the berry families too much. I found it kind of show off the taste, but it depends on you. All right. I drink sea moss with ginger and saffron for my knees. Is it okay? Yeah, it's very good. Okay. So the inflammation formula, let me explain something to you. Because when you have a problem with your bones, you're essentially dealing with high levels of inflammation in the body. So what that really means is that this inflammatory response, which is contributing to all the pain and the stiffness and the burning, and people with arthritis it feel very warm. Those areas is be very hot. It means that you need to really address that inflammatory response. Okay. Miss Pamela Pinnock is saying, good morning, Mr. Batson. I am home listening to you and I'm exercising in between time. That's very good to hear. All right, Miss Pamela Thomas, but we are real Pamela today, boy. Like Pamela Moses, you call all the Pamelas. Where do you go to order products from here in the US? Okay, so what you need to do, Miss Thomas, and I know this is something that we have been working on assiduously and we're going to fix the problem. It's only when you're in it. You see, the thing is, a lot of the products that I carry, the liquid products, those products require refrigeration. So we have a challenge in sending that product to you guys because we have to put it with the hot ice. And that is very, 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 very costly. So we're actually looking at a situation where I'm going to fix those products now. I'm going to have it done just as good or even better, but they're going to be ones that would not require refrigeration. So we're working on that right now. So in that situation, it would be easy to send it for you guys or have it sent from the United States to wherever it needs to go, as opposed to having it come to Trinidad and then send it to you. That doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? So don't feel we're being delinquent here. It's just a matter of correcting a situation. But we're going to correct it. We're going to correct it. The capsules and the teas and those are very easy. They're very light. We don't get problems with those. But the liquid, because of one, the weight, and two, that they have, because they are usually refrigerated, that is the issue that we're having. So, but we're going to correct it. We're going to correct the situation. Is Dr. Batson you're dealing with? There's always a solution to any problem in my mind. So we have to find a solution to it. All right? Good. So when we speak about that, you're looking at your inflammation formula, you're looking at your optimizer, you're looking at your joint tea, and these are products that you can get to Batson, from Batson and Associates. Okay, Miss Hazel Cummins is saying, thank you for coming out today, doctor. I fell 7 steps and had a crack fracture on my knee. It's been a while and now both of my knees are creaking and trying to get down and up from the floor has been torture. I have Santulan and I have upped my intake on the CMOS. Any suggestions to improve my mobility? Definitely. What you need to get, Miss Cummings, I'm glad that you're using the Santulan. You need to get some of the water. You also need to get the inflammation formula. Take what I'm telling you. That product is going to help. There are a lot of testimonies we have with persons, especially with knees. For some reason, that inflammation formula, anybody who have a knee problem, they get help with that. They really do get help with it. So that's something you could need to pay attention to, Ms. Cummins. What you could also do too, the optimizer is a product you could look at and get a very good, there's an omega that we carry with astaxanthin. Personally, I have some prejudice to that omega because I like how it works, especially as it relates to musculoskeletal health. So that's something that you could also come and ask and get some questions answered on, and you could also get some results with that. Okay? So that was Miss Cummins' questions there. Miss Rose Dulce Russell. Dr. Batson, you're dodging my question. No, Miss Rose, what is your question? I'm now trying to focus on the question, so some of them would have gone up. So I'm going to try and see if I can get it, okay? Regina Murray say, yeah, boy, soursop is good with CMOS. Yeah, that's lash. That to me is the best blend, honestly. I am not putting any milk, any sugar inside of that. What I want to do, I want to try it with some kind of that will lash. Yeah. You pull up the question?
Shop now.
Okay. Good morning, Dr. Batson. I keep having recurrent bacterial infection in the vagina. Please help. Okay, no, there's no question to dodge, man. They are that easy to deal with. So, Ms. Russell, where you're from? You're in Trinidad or you're in some other part of the world? Let me know that. But we could correct that situation. There's a product that we carry, which is an insert product. It's highly recommended for women who have problems such as these. Also, women who have frequent yeast infections, women who have problems with blocked fallopian tubes, if you have problems with fibroids, endometriosis, adenomyosis, those type of things, you're actually going to get some help with that in that particular situation. Okay. Miss Marie Franciella, I bind the work of Satan on the earth in Jesus' name. I speak total deliverance, peace and healing in Jesus' name to Dr. Batson's call. Amen. Thank you so very much. Miss Lancaster is saying, I drink sea moss with ginger and saffron for my knees. Is it okay? Yeah. I think I've covered that. Yes, it does. It really is a good thing. Okay, so someone is asking a question. As regards to the inflammation formula, okay, what does it do? Well, you see, as I said, remember, once you're dealing with pain, or in fact, not even pain, once you're dealing with illness in the body or sickness, what you're fundamentally really dealing with is inflammatory response or inflammation. So inflammation is really a situation. Just now, before I continue that, let me go back to the question I was answering regarding the person who wanted the products from abroad. So, as I said, we're working on that, but you can get things in the meantime, but it's the liquids is what we're having the challenge with. And I'm going to fix that problem. I'm already halfway, have a solution for the situation. It's just a matter of negotiating with some people and that kind of thing and getting certain things organized, and we'll have it organized for you guys. All right? But the 314-9975 number, that's the WhatsApp. So it will be 868-314-9975. That is what you're looking at. Okay? Let me just answer this question quickly. Someone is saying, what do you do or use when your L3 and L4 is damaged in your lower back? Miss Paula is asking that question. Well, there are a number of things that you need to do. You need to have some sort of physiotherapy, some sort of physical manipulation done, as I call it, some sort of touch therapy, as it is called professionally. So whether it's massage, something, but you need to go to get somebody who knows what they're doing. That's one. But two, you need to now give the body what the body needs to correct the situation in the musculoskeletal system. So that is where you need to get things like your inflammation formula, your nerve restore, your CMOS, as I said, that's one of the things that's going to help, because CMOS has a lot of minerals in it, and those minerals are very, very important for musculoskeletal health. I mean, that's the best free advice I could give you all as regards to bone health. Now, some of you will start drinking and say, oh God, it's not working. Listen to me. And you're sick since the founding of the earth. Somebody is sick since however long. So it's very important that you give it some time to work into the system. Rome was not built in a day, rather. So you need to get it in and allow it to get in there. And once you're persistent and you are, what's the word I want to use? You are diligent and goodness, why the word is not coming to me? Consistent, right? That is it. Once you're consistent, you're going to get the results that you want. Now, that's the problem with a lot of people when they're using natural things. You need to be consistent and have a little patience. Remember, you want a fix, and the fix that you want, in order to get the fix, which is a longer, permanent, in some cases, fix or significant improvement, you need to go through the basis of the body. It's not a quick fix. It's not a painkiller. It's not a steroid. You could use that, but you see which part that puts you? In a wheelchair. Anybody who is using steroids for years for arthritis, look which part it is. They can't walk. They're crippled. Their fingers, they start to get literally distorted. You're bent up. You're bent out of shape because of that. So that's something that you need to pay attention to. You need to allow the things to work properly. You need to say a little prayers with it too. I mean, there's a spiritual aspect to everything. So you need to have some sort of something, as a very good friend of mine once said, you have to be connected to a spiritual source. Whatever you call that spiritual source is your business. We're not talking about religion here. We're talking about spirituality. And you have to understand that there is a being that is greater than you are, and a being that is, in my opinion, responsible for you being here. And, one of the things they told, if it is you're made in God's image and likeness, you have some attributes of the Creator. So that says a lot in itself. So you need to have some sort of spiritual connectivity. I mean, I'm not judging anyone. I'm not telling you what to do. But that is something that is important. You have to have that. And that is vitally important to all. Right? So apart from that, the consistency, the little meditation, those things going to help you. Even breathing exercises. I'm a big advocate of Ayurvedic medicine as it relates to breathing exercises. Some of y'all, if you take if bandit running all the down all the dead, well, just lie down on the ground and let it take everything. You cannot put on a good run. Now, granted, you might be a little older, but you need to be able to, you need to be able to move. You have to put on a good run, or at least a quick walk. Some of y'all just lie down and ball. No, that's not right. You must be able to at least do something there. Okay, so I use CMOS at least 3 times a week. Michelle Cooper is saying, good morning, Dr. Batson. What causes burning under the feet with high blood pressure? That's poor circulation. Poor circulation and beginning of neuropathy. You need to get some hypertension tea. We need to get that high blood pressure in a gear. The circulation tea will help. The nerves restore will help. Inflammation formula will help. Okay? Miss Anne Van Hope is saying, Dr. Batson, you are passing my questions. My apologies, Miss Van Hope. I'll try and see if I can find your questions, my dear. All right. Miss Jennifer Lowe is asking, good morning, Dr. Batson. Can you speak a bit about K2 and its benefit? Simon. Also, recommend a good supplement that contains K2. K2 is actually the vitamin that is responsible for proper blood clotting. So it is responsible for, let me just say, not only blood clotting, it plays a significant role in a number of functions in the body. But it's primarily cardiovascular health. And what they have realized is that the absence of it could actually cause serious problems with the cardiovascular system. So it is something that's quite recommended, just as important as D3, in my opinion. D3 is very important to musculoskeletal health. More so, apart from immune health, musculoskeletal health. D3 became very popular as a result of COVID-19, like with everything else. Zinc became very popular as well. Vitamin C, which to me was never popular enough, became even more popular. And I always tell persons with your vitamin C intake, you should have minimum vitamin C of 2,000 milligrams per day. Do not bother with those people who know nothing and tell you that you shouldn't take how much vitamin C. No. If you take too much vitamin C, you'll get diarrhea. If you're not getting diarrhea, it means you didn't take enough. Simply put. But 2,000 milligrams, you'll be good with that. All right? Someone is asking, how much D3 should a person take? Thanks. That's actually a very good question. It depends. If you are in deficiency, so if you're dealing with, people who have that situation with the skin, where the skin, there is vitiligo and vitiligo. So the persons who have the vitiligo, which is the skin condition, they usually have D3 deficiency. So in some cases, they should have like maybe about 15,000 international units they could use. 15,000. I've seen research where they had persons using 25,000 international IUs. There are the people who always say, oh, you can't use too much of this and I can't use too much of that. And I agree to some extent. But it's very difficult to overtake supplements. Very difficult. I would have been dead already, believe me. The amount of things I had to take. But you have to understand, in the presence of need, certain things are required. And that's like when I was giving the analogy before, where they spoke about, I spoke about a taxi. If you're working a taxi from Port of Spain to Samoa, as opposed to a taxi from Port of Spain to San Fernando, obviously the taxi from Port of Spain to San Fernando is going to require more maintenance because it has more work to do and the distance is longer and whatever the case may be. So your body is the same thing. Some of y'all working your body like you're working from Port of Spain to San Fernando, but you're on a Port of Spain to Sawa diet. All you understand what I'm saying? That's the simplest. That's much better. I put it like primary school day. Anybody could understand that. You are working your body from Port of Spain. And when I say work in your body, we're not talking about prostitution. Understand what I'm talking about. We are speaking about the work, whether it's mental work, whether you're a director, you're a businessman, you're a mother, you're trying to deal with the ball in your ears whole day, you feel like you're going mad. You are doing a Port of Spain to San Fernando run every day. Yet your diet and your lifestyle is a Port of Spain to Sour. That cannot work. You will die. And that's why plenty of people, all these directors, one of the things that we have to do is corporate wellness, and I'm coming for it just now. All your hope, and this is not to insult people or try to be facetious in any way, but it hurts me to know that people are working for good little proper, you're little financially secure or better than some people, and nothing wrong with that. But you can't have that kind of wealth and you have that kind of money and you're sick, so? Nah, man, all they want some licks. All they want to... Shaki, do you understand that? You could have all that money and you're sick, so? Nah, man. Nah. You could afford things. You could go and buy how much CMOS you want. You could go and buy fruits. You could go and buy vegetables. You could get a personal instructor. You have the means to do it. And these are the people who's be dying. So what's going on with all that? Is either all they're very cheap, because some people, the more money they have, the cheaper they are. They don't spend, people ever saying, you're going to spend 5 cents to see a fly do the Macarena or nothing. All that cheap and disgusting. All that money, you what? Leave it and dead? And just leave it, sir? Now, understand where I'm coming from. Understand where I'm coming from. I am not saying, but you have to understand that you can't do that. How are you going to do yourself that? How you do yourself that? Santulan is not $1 million. Water is not $1 million. In fact, any supplement you want to go to buy out there is no supplement that is $1 million. I'm sure about that. None. And I am around the best. Some of the best supplement companies in the world I work with. The best. So when you see I tell you, do I have nothing for $1 million, there is nothing for $1 million. I have done telomeres, which is some of the most expensive supplements. When you look at stem cells, again, expensive supplements, but they work. And depending on the need that you have, you may have to use something like that. But you can't be, you are director in a company, you are managing director or CEO, you have a stress position, and you trying to tell me all you taking is some hypertension tablet, diabetes tablet. So poor you, don't have no sense to come to somebody who has sense to help you live longer and feel better. You out of your mind. Something wrong with you. You want licks and that doctor want more licks. More licks. You cannot be doing that. All right? So I will follow up enough. I try not to buff today. Miss LaQuisha Thomas is saying, what causes feeling lightheadedness when you're doing cardio? LaQuisha, if you're feeling lightheaded, you need one of two things. You need to pace yourself. Is either the pace that you're going at is too fast for you and your body has not adjusted to it. So as a result of that, you're getting some problems with lightheadedness, or it could be a situation where you have poor circulation to your brain. So you need to get a little bit of IT, some circulation tea, some optimizer. You could always call any one of the offices. I don't know where you're located, and you could get that information. All right, my dear? Regina Murray is saying, when fear comes and you have to run your adrenaline, do step in. I don't care how big you are, you get that strength to run. Exactly. If you get a strength to run again, or you're talking about when I say the bandits, if it is somebody, but some of them, they even have adrenaline kill. Their body is producing nothing because you're not eating properly, you're not taking care of yourself. All right, that's very, very important. Okay, so someone is asking the question. Alicia Timsdale Thomas is saying, what do you recommend for someone with SELE? Now you get my acronym there that I'm not too sure what that means. Sorry, Shaki. That's not with Timsdale. Let me check what does SELE stand for. In medicine, there are thousands of acronyms, so I would know all of them. SLE. Can I go SLE, right? Oh, systemic lupus erythematosus. Okay, so some form of lupus. All right. Yeah, man, we can help with that. I feel so sorry for people with lupus. So who asked that question? Let me go back so I can address you. Right, so that's Alicia Tinsdale Thomas. Yeah, so systemic lupus. Listen to me, there are a lot of things to help lupus people or lupus patients. The problem with people with lupus is that they have to work from base go up. So the foundation needs to be looked at. Every single human being who has lupus, they have a serious gastrointestinal problem. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I guarantee you that. And they have some sort of leaky gut inside of them. I don't have to see you. I don't have to know which country you're from. I don't have to know how old you are. Once it is you display that type of symptomology, you have a serious gastrointestinal problems and you need help. And Alicia, once we fix that, and I'm telling you, we could fix it. The person, well, if it's you, whoever it is, they can get better. I really feel sorry for lupus patients because they use so much medication and they don't ever live long. In a matter of time, in 2 2s, they die, you know. So that's something you need to pay attention to. All right, my dear. Joab Fortune is saying, hi, doc. What causes stiffness in the joints when you get up after sitting or laying down for a while? Well, again, the musculoskeletal system needs the synovial fluid, the different fluids inside of it, they're beginning to dry out. You need to pay attention to your diet. You might need to pay attention to your exercise. Get yourself an inflammation formula. Joint tea is a tea that we carry at Batson and Associate. I plan to bring more of that tea because that tea seems to be doing very, very well. Like the circulation, like the eye, like the gastrointestinal. That's the next tea that is doing pretty well. So that is a tea that is, you need to pay very close attention to. Ms. Pamela Moses is saying that is true, doc. All the money they have, they cheap. I always wonder why. But I don't know. I don't know what they're leaving it for. I mean, everybody's saying you need to be frugal, you need to take care of your family, you need to plan, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. I remember when this gentleman who was the owner of Apple, I don't want to call nobody's name, when he died, he actually had cancer. I mean, it's known, but still, I need to be careful how I say what I say. And one of the things that he said he wished, if he could have given away some of that money and get a new body, he would have done it. Because health is what is going to help you. That is what, if you're not healthy, you are of no use to anybody. Think of the days that you get up when you're not feeling good. Those of you who take care of plants, well, if you're sick for a month, what will happen to your plants? All of them will dead. Because very few people in the house like plants the way you like, especially some of your children. So they ain't really going to bother with you and your plants. So you just can't do anything. You can't move about. You can't get things accomplished. All right? Mr. Kevin Brathwaite is saying, Doc, is CMOS good to combine with almond milk or rolled oats? Yes, it is, sir. You can do it like that. Miss Pauline Francis is saying, good morning, doctor. I have fruits for breakfast every morning. Will I get diabetes of eating too much fruits? Miss Francis, no. What you need to do is careful how you combine your fruits. I am not one who really believe in combining fruits too much. You need to be careful. So when I'm having fruits, I try and have that particular fruit by itself. So if I'm having mango, I'm having mango. If I'm having pawpaw, I'm having pawpaw. If I'm having watermelon, I'm having watermelon. If I'm having cherries, I'm having cherries. I don't mix things. And I just think doing it that way is just, being a little overly secure, but I have no problem with that. I don't mix the fruit. So if you're doing that, I suggest you don't mix it. And of course, have some sort of exercise regime in there, Miss Francis. Once you do that, you should be good. All right. Prasad Mohan is saying, Doc, can you say something about rice grain oil? Rice grain oil? But they're going to send me to do some research there. That's the first time I'm ever hearing about that. I'm familiar with grapeseed oil. I'm familiar with avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, which for the 99 million times Trinidad and Tobago, you do not heat. And those of you who are listening, olive oil is not an oil to be heated. It is an oil to be used cool, room temperature. All right. Ms. Joyce Dick is saying, Happy Easter, Dr. Batson and Associates. Blessings. Thank you so very much, Ms. Dick. So let me, someone is asking, yes, Ms. Francis, you're very welcome. Okay, Ms. Anne Van Hope, I'm still waiting on your answer. No, Ms. Van Hope, I answered you, But Ms. Van Hope, where are you from? I don't know if you answered that part. Are you in Trinidad and Tobago? Is it easy for me to get products for you, or is it that you're out of the country? Give me that answer, and then I will direct you accordingly. The name of the product, you see, the thing is, the product is an insert that we carry. It's not to say something I could give you and you could go and find on our website and get it. It's something that would have to be sent to you. All right, my dear? So that's why I asked you that. Okay, so bear with me and answer me that question, and then I'll be able to guide you accordingly. All right? Mira Kisraj is saying, is pineapple good for the bones? Pineapple is actually, it is. Pineapple consists of something known as bromelain, and bromelain is actually very good for your bones. Pineapples are also very good for your intestines and digestion as well. Okay? Miss Joan Newton Cameron, I am from Philadelphia. Okay, good. Miss Rose Dulce Russell is Antigua. Or Miss Anne Van Hope, you are in Guyana. All right. Well, yeah, we could send that for you, man. I have people who I send stuff for in Guyana. So, Miss Van Hope, you have to do message us on 1-868-314-9975. That's 1-888-314-9975. And once you do that, I will direct you accordingly. Okay, Miss Van Hope? Thank you very much, my dear. Okay, so let me go over to our Instagram family. You almost think I'm ignoring you all. It's not that. This is Nicole is saying, good morning, Dr. Batson and Associates. Happy Resurrection Sunday to everyone. Thank you so very much, Miss Nicole 8776. Okay. Miss Jennifer Doe is asking Dr. Batson, what does your bone restore product contain? Ooh, yeah, it's my good question there. It's going to have some D3 in that. It's going to have some... I'm going to have to check. Honestly, I talk about it so much, or it's something I recently started getting back, and I'm actually starting back promoting. So what I'm going to do, Miss Law, I'm going to look, and I'm going to be able to better answer you maybe by Thursday, please God. Okay? Okay, Regina Murray is saying, I'm skeptical about grapeseed oil. I believe it's highly processed. It depends on the brand, and like with everything else. Your brand is very, very important. I think the problem is a lot of us in terms of having, being able to source it. And that's why I pride myself in trying to find the best and bringing it. I mean, it costs me some money, it costs me some stress, but that's all right. I don't mind. All right. Okay, Vidya Subnat is saying, still waiting on your answer. Go ahead, Vidya, I didn't see your question. I know, my dear. Could you send back the question again? All right. Leslie Grant is saying, Doc, I asked about how to avoid hip replacement surgery. Okay, Leslie, how to avoid hip replacement surgery? You need to do some exercise. That's one. If you cannot exercise and you're in a lot of pain, then one of the things that you need to pay very close attention to is maybe the situation as regards to dealing with the CMOS is one. You would need to get some sort of inflammation formula. That's something that would help the jointee. You also need to use a lot of greens, but you want nutrient-dense greens. So you're looking at things like a mineral formula, which is silver. That's also going to help as well. Okay? Okay. Good. Everybody sending me now, still waiting for answer. Oh, ladies, I find I'm getting very rude this morning. Eh? All right. Maybe it's how the screen is, but I don't know how the questions. I'm trying to see the questions as best as I can. Okay, so Ms. Van Hope, you said you're from Guyana, and then you asked me something else again. What it is you asked me? You said about your back. Well, you see, Ms. Van Hope, my darling, well, no, sorry, my apologies. My dear, what you're doing for me, if you send the information on the 314-9975 number, then I will be able to go about there. Okay. All right, so she's saying I did not get the answer for my back pain, so I don't know what you're talking about. Ms. Van Hope, what you need to do, you need to send the information on 1-868-314-9975. So it will be easier for me to actually go through everything in the situation. Okay. Sorry about that, because I'm mixing up your question with Rose Dulce Russell. Yeah, so my apologies. I'm reading so many questions, and it's going by so fast that I kind of mix it up. So my apologies to those of you. But let me say this, those of you who outside of Trinidad and Tobago and you want to get the products, if you did send the information to 3149975, send it again for me, please. Because what I'm saying, we're pulling all the information. Because believe me, it's lots of persons send their information there. So we don't want anything lost in translation. So please send it back again for us. Okay? So that's going to make my life very easy, Miss Anne Van Hope, as well as Miss Russell and all of you. So you can send the information to 868-314-9975. Okay? Thanks. Okay, Miss Nazreen Mohammed is saying, Doc, please answer what to take for hypothyroidism. Okay, good. So if you have low thyroid function, thyroid problems are usually associated, one, with stress. They're also usually associated with deficiency. Now, people always look at iodine deficiency, but iodine deficiency is not the only deficiency. There are many other aspects of deficiencies as well that can contribute to hypothyroidism. So you would hear people talk about using iodine, which is good. However, you need to go the way of the gastrointestinal system. So you need to get some digestive balance, digestive restore. Those are also going to help in that situation as well. Okay? So that's something that you need to get, and that will help in the situation. You can always contact us, and I can provide some more information for you. We are working on now we started our telephone consultations as well. So that's something you could look forward to. So we actually dealing with a lot of backlog. So we're going to get to you guys. Okay, Michelle George is saying, I'm using organic ashwagandha root powder. Will it be helpful for IBS symptoms and muscular aches and high blood pressure? It would give you some help, definitely. Your brand, of course, is very, very important. The one that I'm a big advocate of, Nerve Restore. And the reason why I did that product is because I had used ashwagandha in other places from other companies, and I was woefully disappointed with what I got. So we ended up doing a combination product that works 1,000 times better than what they have out there on the market. Ms. Mohammed, you're very welcome. Ms. Michelle Digans is saying, Doctor, good morning, Doctor. What do you recommend to heal venous ulcer on legs and darkness, as well as numbness in the hands and feet as a package? Okay, so you want a package for that. Okay, so if you're dealing with venous ulcers, you're dealing with some serious poor circulation issue there, but you also need to speed up healing. So what you're going to have to do as a package, you're looking at the silver with the mineral formula. You're going to have to get some of the optimizer. You're going to have to get some of our inflammation formula and some of the circulation tea. We need to add a nutrient-dense greens inside of there. So I would recommend the advanced chlorophyll that we carry. That's something that's going to help you as well. And once you use that, you're going to get some good results. Okay? Miss Vidya is saying, my daughter is having pain in her wrist. However, I have an appointment at the end of May. Will I be able to see you? Thanks much. Always a pleasure listening to your program. Miss Vidya Subanat. Yeah, Miss Vidya, I don't know if your appointment is with me. If you ask them to see me, then they're going to specifically put the appointment to see me. All right, so I look forward to that. Just ask them. Okay. Miss Pearl Narcisse, Dr. Batson, my 9-month-old grandson has a skin allergy. What to use? 9 months, silver with mineral formula. It's safe to give children, and that's going to help to start to clear up the skin. Rashida Joseph is saying, what do you recommend for autism and attention deficit hypertensity disorder? Nerve Restore Cerebral formula is a very good product. Now, keep in mind, whoever has that, we need to, again, pay attention to the hydration situation, and we also have to pay attention to the condition of the liver, kidneys. So I don't know the age of the child or the adult, but that is something that needs to be taken into consideration. Okay, so Ms. Warner Headley Grace is saying, Dr. Batson, my cousin brought me some products at the St. James office on 12th of April. How can she transport the inflammation formula back to the US? It's easy to do, What you could do with that inflammation formula, well, remember now, if it is the person is going back with it, Remember, based on the laws that they have now, well, you know, it's only so much fluid ounces could actually go in your carry-on. So they're going to have to put it in the other one. What they do with that, once they travel with it, they will reach, it wouldn't have any problem. They just wrap it properly, make sure and tape up the cover properly, and they could put it in one of those packaging wraps and put it in the suitcase. And they wouldn't have any problem with it. That wouldn't spoil from that in that short space of time. We just always put it in the ice when we transporting it. Not the ice, sorry, the hot ice, sorry. Because that is packaging instructions from the packaging companies that we use. But when somebody is carrying it in their suitcase, they just make sure and wrap it properly, and you wouldn't have a problem. Okay, what the good thing they could do, they could wrap it in brown paper, and that tends to, you know, as simple as it might sound, actually help in that. Okay. So, let me give you those telephone numbers again. You can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. And those locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We are also on the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. Okay, those numbers for Debe. The Debe number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515, as well as 341-4813. That's 341-4813. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director and Medical Consultant at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. So we're almost about out of time. So I'm going to give you guys that information. I hope I tried my best and answered as much questions as possible for you guys. And of course, we will be on Thursday, God's willing. Thursday, where we will be on 103.1 FM. That's from 11 to 11:30. And we'll also be on 106, which is no longer Akashvani 106.5 FM. It is now Freedom 106.5 FM. So they rebranded, and you know, they apparently tend to, you know, kind of change the way that they were going before. And that is from 1:15 to 1:45 on Thursday, God's willing. Okay. So let me say, as usual, it's always a pleasure to be in your company on this Resurrection Sunday. I hope that you and your family continue to be safe. And those of you, as I said, who outside, you know, and you need to get the products, just message us on that 1-868-314-9975. That's 1-868-314-9975 number, and we will ensure that we get your products to you. Okay? Always a pleasure to be in your company. As we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Your tip for the day, try and start to do some deep breathing. You know, you could go on YouTube and look, they have some really good exercises. There's some deep breathing exercise, and deep breathing actually helps a number of different organs in the body. It helps the liver, it helps the kidney. So try and start to do some deep breathing. All right, Miss Pamela Moses, always a pleasure. Miss Pauline McKenna, thank you so very much for being in the house. Miss Warner Headley Grace, YSD is asking the question, what brand do you recommend for the ashwagandha? I'm going to have to look, and I'm going to have to tell you, but I'm a big advocate of Microscopy. We did a lot of work to get that product because that actually has ashwagandha in it, and it actually works. But I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to get some more information for you. Okay? So again, do enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe, and God bless you and your family. Till next week, please God. Bye.